I just want to say that I was not well-to-do like some of you. Right now, I live in Dubai, and my husband actually is the country head for many country head for one of the like a blockchain company in US, which that is one of the biggest like a blockchain company in the world. So you can say in the left hand side, this is what I 5 years old, and the behind that was my house in Taiwan before. My dad and my mom was not very educated. My mom is illiterate, and my dad is in fact only a junior high school graduate. Okay, so think of that. You think that then how by the way, and in the right hand side, this is my husband, okay, and me. We went to Spain in April, okay. Now in August, we are going to South Africa for 2 weeks. And I live in Dubai now, and you might think, how can she, I mean, grew up in such a, not so well-to-do family, and I went to Japan for my undergraduate. I went to Germany to study my German. I went to US for my MBA, and that's where I met my husband. All of this, I done it by myself. Okay, so I can tell you that today, where I am today, if I don't have the education, if I don't make the right choice to what to educate, in the way to go to education, I would be like 90% of my friends in Taiwan who they are working in the factory. Yeah. So I just want you to know that where I am today is not okay. I grew up in such a like a rich family. Okay. So why I say that is important, like right now I'm 56 years old, right? Right now I'm 56 years old. 40 years ago, the most popular job in Taiwan actually is bus conductor. When I was 16, 17, I actually want to be a bus conductor, which that, you can dress up properly and put the lipstick and the uniform, and you can decide who to come in and who cannot come in, yeah, who have to be out, right? So such a nice job. That time when I was 16 years old. But today this job, actually 20 years ago, it disappeared already. Why? Because right now they have you buy ticket, you put it in, and then you are in. So the 20 years ago, this job already disappeared. In US, in 1980, that was 22 years ago, 42 years ago, the most popular job actually apparel and accessory factory, means a fabric industry or fashion industry, like the people who are in the factory. That is most popular job in 80 in US. But right now, this is I only got the 2017 data. 80% of the job disappeared in US. And the third one actually is the coal mining. That time, if you are working the coal mining in US, actually you get a lot of pay. Yeah, you actually is one of the most desirable job in US as a coal miner. Yeah, so but today 76% of them already disappeared. Yeah. One more thing I want you to know is Philippines used to be the second richest country in Asia before 1940. Yeah. After, you can say 1960, 50, they are still very rich country. But right now I'm in Dubai, right? You can see a lot of housemaid. They are from Philippines, actually, right? So what used to 50 years ago, used to be the high, today is at low. Or they supposed to be high, today is zero. You have to be aware that when you are making your choice of your career, you have to think not 5 years, not 10 years, but you have to think more than 30, 40 years. You make sure you are not the one who will be out, right? Now, yesterday I have asked this super Lakshmi man that most of the Indian students at your school, or I mean, in the region where they want to go, they generally say US, UK, and Canada, and especially UK. I hope really after today's session, none of you say that you are going to UK. Really, why? So this is the very famous. This is a research from Price Waterhouse. Price Waterhouse actually one of the top 3 consultant company in the world. So they have say that, in 2050, what would happen? So in 2050, that USA, China is going to become the number 1 country in the world, like have the GDP of 20%. India actually will be the number 2 country in the world. Yeah, from 7 double. US, UK, EU going to be from 15% to 9%, almost half. And then, US actually is from 16 to 12%. Just want to let you know, to this chart, I did not see it. Next time I want to show that there's a chart. They are going from now till 2050. India's GDP grow like this way, grow like this. UK stay like this. From now till 2050, it stay like this. Imagine if you choose the wrong place for the next 40 years, I can bet you can record it. UK would not increase more than 5% than what you are seeing today. However, India is going to increase more than 30 times of what you are going to see today. 30 times. Right? So you have to make sure the power of time and make sure you make the right choice. And the other thing, yesterday I asked them, so they do part-time, and you can see the part-time. If you work in the supermarket, you get 1,000 per hour. And if you work in the petrol pump, you get 950 rupee per hour. And if you work in this a little bit high-end shop, you get 1,200. And if you work as an Uber driver, you get 1,500. So from now on, you can see that even in UK, the job people were not able to get the really full-time good job that British, they get it. Like the really who have the passport for a long time, they will get it. They will not give it easily to the immigrant. You only have the student visa. You will not get a decent job. So you are going to, after you graduate 1 year, if you cannot get a proper job, you will say, yeah, 1 hour, like 1,000 per hour is a good pay. But you underestimate the food in UK is equally more, 3 times more expensive. The doctor is 5 times more expensive. Yeah. And the education is 10 times more expensive. So the money you are making, actually, you are spend majority of it, actually just sustain yourself. How much you're going to save? And then sometimes, like you do the part-time, you do this job, and then you become full-time the whole life. No one, really, no one. Since sometime you do the patrol and they make you from the junior to the senior, then the patrol, the manager, when you are in the 50, they make you a manager in the, patrol pump, like oil station. So that's when you are 50. So when you are 25, when you are 28, you're going to get married, right? Let me ask you any one of you, if it become your full-time job, because at as a part-time job, as a skill set, this is only what you have. more decent job position, you cannot go because that you just simply are not qualified. Then you just keep doing the part-time job, become full-time job. If you have any sister, even the guy who's in UK, who is working in the petrol pump, would you want to marry your sister to him? Would you? You have to ask yourself, this is a 30 years planning that you have to think of. And a lot of people go to Australia and they become a truck driver. Truck driver, I believe that they make about 80 lakhs a year, maybe in the first year, because that you have to work 15 hours a day. But if you do the part-time job, you become a truck driver because the pay is good, but that means you shy away yourself from the proper job market you cannot qualify yourself to the decent job. You have to aware of it. Now, what is the part-time job that most of the Indian students who do it in Taiwan? If you're a biology student, chemistry student, actually, generally they work in the lab with the professor. Or by the way, all the students under my consultation, that's what I told them, don't go to any factory job. Or like working like McDonald's. No, you don't need to do that. Ask your professor, they will give you a TA job, teaching assistant job, or just job in your in the lab. If you're in IT, that you can work on the IoT in the professor's project, because Taiwan simply have a lot of project to work on. If you are electrical and mechanical, right now, actually, they have a major called mechatronics. So they do a lot of robotics and smart manufacturing. That's what they do. And if you're in the cybersecurity, actually, the professor, they do have a lot of project. That is what you can do. That's where you need to accumulate your knowledge, your qualification. Make sure that after you graduate, then you will get a job according to your profession. You're not going to UK, just satisfied with the 1 hour, 1,000 rupees pay. Now, then what you will ask me is, then how can I stay in the game for the next 40 years? Answer would be, so this is my key. India, actually, that you're going to Made in India movement is so big there, right? Semiconductor, what is a biomedical, biotechnology, cybersecurity. So what I say is that whatever you choose, make sure after 2 years later, 4 years later, 5 years later, you study in Taiwan or study anywhere else, what India needs now for the next jump to become a second largest GDP in the world is India need a strong, made in India movement. So you need to make sure that engineering, which with the physical operation, is what you need to make sure you acquire that skill set and you are ready for this movement. So if you ask me, what should I choose? Focus on these three. Made in India, engineering major, you have to make sure you do that. Physical operation, means that not only the IT, again, if any major that you're going to forego, or any job you're going to take to avoid in India, is an IT job. Why? Because because the highest pay, most of the IIT kids, they go to a IT sector. How are we going to compete with them? After 5 years working there, do you have the confidence when the manager position in the company, you can outbid the IIT student and get the job, get the manager position? Yes, maybe you are smart. You might have the possibility, but the chance very less because they are IT. They have the brand, their IT, right? So you should always choose whatever the IT goes, don't choose there. That's where that you still have the chance to win. Okay, let me say that again. If any company, any job you're going to do, just don't take the IT job. Okay. Now, why today's presentation is about Taiwan, right? Why? I can say that if I were in most of your position, which that again, I'm not saying Taiwan is the best place. I'm not saying Taiwan is the best place for you to go to for your higher education. That is not what I say. I'm trying to tell you, if your family only have 5 lakh rupee, let me say that again. If your family only have 5 to 10 lakh rupee for you, for your higher education, Taiwan is best for your best value for your money. If your parents have 80 lakh, 1 crore, they can give it to you, and then you can say explore the world. This extra money, they are not asking any return. Maybe US you should go. Why? The first, like the latest research is still coming from there. And there's anyway, if you're gonna do, your family gonna to have business, you can take over, have fun. 80 lakhs, spend and come back, no problem. But if you need to make sure every penny count, that's what Taiwan would be one of the best choice, in my opinion. Now, why? Taiwan have high quality education. Most of you might not know the top 5, Taiwanese university. This is the left-hand side is the Taiwan's world ranking. And the right-hand side actually is Indian, the top universities. Ranking here. You can see Taiwanese university have really, better, you can see. Taiwan only 150 university, India have 50,000, but we're still able to make very top university. High quality education you're going to get. Yeah. Second, affordable. So now here, actually, we have made the comparison of the master degree students. This is IIT, this is Taiwan, and this is Amity. Okay, so you can see the cost. Actually, Taiwan is much lesser than Amity. It's about the same with IIT, yeah, for the MBA as well, but it's always lesser, much lesser than Amity. The cost of living, the tuition fee, what is that? There's a living cost, and you look at the starting salary. This is the starting salary for 10 to 30 is average of what you can get as an IIT graduate, and here is what Amity graduate can get as a master degree student. In Taiwan, this is a list you will get. Let me say I'm 15 lakh is a list you can get after you graduate in Taiwan. Okay. So, investment, the return on the investment is the highest in Taiwan. Yeah. Now, scholarship. So there are many kind of different scholarship. The scholarship, you can get the MOE, which is the government one. For the master, you can get 50,000. And for 2 years, you can get a tuition waiver, and PhD, and then master, you can get tuition waiver and 50,000 rupees a month. For PhD, you can get 4 years. So pretty much, not only you can self-sustain, you don't, again, even you got the scholarship, make sure that you still need to bring 3 lakh rupee to Taiwan. That's all what you need, because you can bring it back. But I hope that students don't go with the 0, because you're going to be very stressful. Yeah. And in the university stipend, you can normally, for master degree student, if you are good enough, then you will get the tuition waiver. You can get this like 15,000 rupee. This is enough for you, almost. Not exactly, depends on how you, if you self-cook by yourself, this is enough. Yeah. And for the PhD, normally, at least you will get 25,000 rupees a month, at least for 4 years. Yeah. Now we are talking about internship. If right now you are in your third grade, just make sure that see whether you can go for internship in Taiwan. So there's an internship called TEP, which that is can last for 2 to 6 months. Every month they give 50,000 500 US dollar per month stipend. So if you are going, then make sure that you go for more than 4 months. Then you can kind of cover the air ticket, yeah, and then some living costs. So this is some of the intern that you can take: bioenergy. Like biomaterial, and the computer, consulting, genetic nanomaterial, photo catalysis, semiconductor, translation medicine, yeah. And this other company, university can do the 5G, you can do this sensor, you can do optic engineer. There's a lot of things that you can choose from. There are about 250 program that you can choose, so you can go to apply, yeah. And what is more, Taiwan actually is the number one, manufacturing the high-end, semiconductor chips, right? You can say 90% of the iPhone 14 chips are all made by Taiwanese company called TSMC, which that India needs that, and that skill set. So if you study in Taiwan, because TSMC need to expand to, Japan, US, Germany now. So they need more English-speaking students. So if you study in Taiwan, you have the opportunity to be sent out after 2 years of training in Taiwan. So if you really want to go to US to work, actually the best way is not go to US to study. You should go to Taiwan and work in semiconductor. You have the better chance, yeah? Now, the other thing is 75% electronic product in the world are made or assembly by Taiwanese company. Like Foxconn, the top assembly, OEM company are all Taiwanese company though, yeah. And then the other thing is that if you are electrical engineer, you have to know Taiwan even is small, but 3 out of the top 10 IC design house are Taiwanese company, right? Taiwan is only 22 million population. It's about Maharashtra size, Mumbai size, Mumbai. But can you imagine only in Mumbai? It's just this small size of the population. Top 3 of the IC design company are from Taiwan. How much you can really get out of that if you go there to study and work. And the other thing is that you can get a good and high quality job opportunity. Again, I don't want you to, after your master, you work in the petrol pump. That is not the ideal. You get a lot of money. But what this your Dr. Vivek say, right? You need to have some pride too, no? Isn't it? Especially in semiconductor, which Taiwan is one of the best places that you guys come to practice. And Taiwan is safe and high quality living, yeah. Even at 1 a.m. in the morning, if you come back from your lab work, nobody bother you. It's very safe, very advanced. If any one of you know Singapore, actually it's equal like a Singapore. The reason most of the people don't know about Taiwan is that because we have the, generally that China would not let Taiwan to be promoted in the big countries. They don't want most of the people know about Taiwan, yeah. So that's why you guys don't know. But you can really check it out. Taiwan's GDP per capita is right now should be 32,000 US dollar per person in Taiwan. India is about 2,200, yeah. So it's about, say Taiwan, you can say about 15 times. Let me say that again, 15 times the per person's income is per capita than 15 times more than India. Yeah. Now, it's almost finished my presentations. This is a student which that we sent him out 1.5 years ago, 1 year ago. So he studied, he's from Hyderabad, yeah, and he studied electrical engineering. So I advised him he should go for IC design. So right now he make many new chips in Taiwan. Design your own chips is free. In US, if any student who want to tape out a new chips, they might need to pay 10 to 100,000 US dollar to tape out. But in Taiwan, you make your own IC is free. And just 2 days ago, I talked to his professor. Right now, he's going to graduate from, I think, in next year, spring, February. But the professor already said that professor would give him a job. Introduce him to one company. He will get a job before he graduates. And I think he can finish his master in 1.5 years. And this is Debraj. So Debraj is from KIT in Odisha. So he studied electrical engineer. I asked him to go to this reliability. Why? Because reliability, from now on, we use a lot of, device actually controlled by, it's digital, right? One thing don't work, the whole thing doesn't work, right? So reliability is going to increase the importance in every field, in every product. So I told him that just go to when he came to me, he said, I never heard of what is reliability. I said reliability is one of the most important major it's going to be. It's a discipline study. So you should go there. Right now he worked with a lot of the big project. And right now he's in Singapore. He graduated his master in 1.5 years. And then actually he's going to PhD now. And he's in Singapore now. Yeah. So he's getting the intern for 6 months in Singapore. Every month, this intern, he get 2,000 US dollar. That means 1.6 lakh a month just for intern in Singapore. Yeah. The opportunity, actually, the Singapore company offered him the job, asked him, don't go for the PhD. He said, no. I want to complete. Miss Lin said that I have to complete my PhD and follow her instruction. I say, you have to complete your PhD, which would be in the long run better for him. Yeah. This is actually, and his parents are so happy. And he got the full tuition waiver. And then every month he got about, because he working in 2 projects, so professor give him about 50,000 rupees of the stipend, and he got the free dormitory to stay in Taiwan. So how to start? Very simple. So you guys just follow up. So every week we have the webinar, which will invite the different university. I think next our webinar is October 11. Yeah. That if you are into, like, you want to study AI, machine learning, or IoT, or computer vision, which are all very important for the next, AI, job market. Yeah. So come to our webinar, follow us in our Instagram, then you will know when you can, that different university come to do the presentation, then you can know about them, you can write to the professor, and then maybe if they reply, then you can continue with that. But I think the first thing is join our webinar, which is free, by the way. Learn more about it and see how action you can take. And the other thing is, for your bright future, career future, see you in Taiwan. That's end of my presentation. Thank you so much.